think we're streaming. It looks green. Yellow, green, green. Holding green? We're holding green. Okay. How's everybody doing? I'm going to get the link. There's the link. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions and notes on the stream from last Thursday that ICP did on Twitch. The Needen game, or the Needen game. If you don't know why that is called, if you don't know why I called this episode the Needen game, I will explain why in a little bit. Let me put the link in a couple of places. Going to Discord first. Dark Lotus are back. Dark Lotus are back, Danielle McComb says. How's that? Did a crazy announcement happen right before I went on the stream? That Dark Lotus is at the Gathering of Dreams. It kind of rhymed. Okay. Live now on. I'm gonna tag my freaking shit for once. YouTube link in comments. All right. Now we're gonna put it on Twitter. Live now. Okay. And we'll jump right into things. First of all, I want to say Death Plus has a new project out called Psych Ward 2 that came out last Friday that I missed. I did see him post that it was coming out, but I completely forgot to check for it. I just listened to it in the car, driving around after work. And yeah, check out Psych Ward 2 if you like the Rejects EPs that Ouija Mac and Death Plus have been doing. A little catch up on that. So, I guess we're going to go right into that twisted Instagram post that happened, I guess, what, Friday night? If you guys didn't see my video about that, Twisted made this Instagram post that I will read for you real quick. Again, let's see. From the very first time we were brought into the Dark Carnival, chained to the wall in a traveling sidecar, and put on display for all to see, which, by the way, is definitely about when they were on tour, doing the in-store with Insane Clown Posse, promoting, I believe it was Bizarre Bazaar and Freak Show. ICP brought them along with them as part of this, like, sort of traveling show, if you will. I think it's about the time that they were, like, pretending they were part of a psych ward, if you will. Let's see. Our tortured freak show attraction somehow found its way into the hearts of other like-minded carnival goers. Perhaps those in attendance seen or felt a sense of themselves in us. Maybe it was the pride we had. To us, being a juggalo was never about money or personal possessions. It was always about the magical soul inside each and every one of us. No one could ever possibly take that individually from you. I think they meant individuality, like I said before, from you, me, or any of us. Now, you know, this is, I think, meant to be a step in the right direction. I had a problem with the big in caps always, because I felt it was an insinuation that some other people maybe weren't always on that tip. I do also want to point out that the Dark Carnival is a Violent J gimmick, once again. And it goes into the thing of that I always talk about, that they, you know, not that they can't get their own ideas. They can get their own ideas. They refuse to let go Violent J ideas. Even though they feel slighted enough business-wise to leave, they won't let go of certain ideas. And they're even hearkening back to the Dark Carnival itself. Interesting, really interesting post. The more interesting thing, though, is if you go on that Instagram post, they are engaging with a lot of juggalos in that post. Really kind of weird shit, too. Some of it straight up passive-aggressive. Some of it just aggressive-aggressive. They were asked in one of the things if they would be going to the Gathering of Dreams, and they basically were on some like hell no shit. I read through a little bit of it, but honestly I just stopped reading it. I was going to screen cap some of it and talk about it. I was even going to maybe do a reaction where I scrolled through them all and read them all to you, but I don't know. It just made me kind of feel gross looking at it. But I felt like I had to tell you about it because it was there nonetheless. On Saturday, I went and I filmed 2 music videos for the homie H.A.B.S. Up in Burlington. That's basically spent my whole Saturday doing that. So I shot those videos. They'll be directed, edited by my homie Michael. So look forward to those. I'll pretty excited about some of the stuff we shot. I think we're going to be shooting more for one of them because he had some other ideas. So I think the one is going to be coming sooner than the other. Let's see. I want to talk real quick about that Anybody Killer always bringing knowledge cover. That shit is atrocious. Really horrible design. He needs to get a designer in his life, yo. If you do graphic design, please help ABK out. Give him some free graphic design. Do something. Let's see. Also, really quick, wanted to mention that it was the 15th anniversary of The Tempest, and I wanted to give Tempest some love. I love The Tempest. Let's see. I'm going to look at the track list of The Tempest because I wanted to talk about The Tempest track list. So The Tempest has one of my favorite ICP songs of all time, right? Growing Again is on that motherfucker. Now, Growing Again, if you haven't heard it, is an ICP story song from Violent J's point of view where he starts growing. He gets a case of giantism, almost like Alice in Wonderland. But he's growing rather slowly, where it's not like it's happening super fast. Like over the course of a half a day, he grows a couple of feet. Then he goes to Shaggy's house, he falls asleep, and he's even taller as he has slept the night before. And he just keeps growing and growing and growing. And the story is just so fresh to me. It's not really like anything ICP has ever done. It's more fanciful, more fantasy-based. Growing Again is probably my favorite song on Tempest. That and The Tower. The Tower is tight as fuck, too. Elementary 08, shouts out to you. The Needen game and the wrestling aren't my favorites. And the wrestling. What, you mean the JCW stuff? As far as the streams, is that what we're talking about there? Element only. I call the elementary. Element only 08. Yeah, so Growing Again, it's not a bloody song either. I don't think there's any killing in it or anything like that. It's a rather wholesome song in a way. Psychedelic in a way. It's a beautiful metaphor, Growing Again. Really fucking underrated song in ICP's discography. I think because maybe it isn't about killing and stuff like that. But it's fucking awesome, man. News at 6 o'clock is another one that's really dope. The Party's dope. And If I Was a Serial Killer is a fucking awesome jam. All of The Tempest is really dope, man, taken together. Now, The Tempest is really interesting because, in my opinion, this is a time period where ICP was trying to rebrand. This is after the first deck. They tried a few little things here and there, and I truly believe that they were trying to rebrand as these sort of paranormal, supernatural clowns. They themselves were of the paranormal, if you will. The Dark Carnival is of the paranormal. I think they were trying to go in that direction, like they were these paranormal entities. And the Tempest was going to be the beginning of this new storm and all this stuff. I think they abandoned a lot of that, obviously, to do the second deck. But I don't think they should fully let go of that concept, because I've talked about this before. I think there is not just a psychedelic element to their music, but a supernatural element, a paranormal element to them. Violent J specifically. The whole Dark Carnival story is a paranormal event in my mind. Jay's obsession with aliens, Bigfoot, I don't think that's a coincidence. Anyway, getting on my crazy theory shit. Really not a lot going on as far as news stuff I wanted to talk about for the clowns. The biggest thing I got for you guys is there's an ICP shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees. So you can go get that JCW action figure shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees if you don't already have enough ICP merch in your life. So yeah, just figured I'd throw that on there. I don't think ICP's ever had a relationship with Pro Wrestling Tees. If you guys don't know, Pro Wrestling Tees is a web store run by a t-shirt company in Chicago who basically help independent pro wrestlers sell their fucking merch. I bought a lot of Young Bucks shit off of there back in the day. But yeah, go give ICP some love if you would like this JCW action figure shirt, which I believe they've released before. This is just they're releasing it through Pro Wrestling Tees, I think as a tester, because it's the only shirt on there right now. And yeah, the ICP Doomsday Clock Countdown gimmick. Episode 2, I guess. I think they were trying to do this another time, but they straight up canceled it. They did do a full episode of this on the Patreon streams. Excited to see what they do for it again, because all of the stuff that they've redone for Twitch that were things that they did on Patreon all ran way better, all like super or more organized. They have the video clips pulled up, and yeah, not as many botches going on the Twitch streams, I would say. So I'm curious what else they have to say about the Doomsday Clock. I expect some Russia-Ukraine stuff goes into there, the stuff happening in the world right now with them beating the war drums for WW3. I expect we're going to get some talk about that. China, Russia, you know, us, all launching nukes at us, at each other, you know. It'll be interesting. Whoop, whoop, Static Mob Records, I see you. So yeah, that's really all I have as far as my notes from my regular ass shit. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in to the Needen game stream, which happened Thursday night. Now, I didn't watch all of this live. I was rather distracted Thursday night. I had some personal shit going on in my life. But I was able to catch little pieces of it here and there because I am that obsessed that I was pulling out my goddamn phone to watch ICP Twitch. Probably when I shouldn't have been. On Pro Wrestling Tees, you start with 1 T and then get approved for more. Oh, Pest, thank you. Pest with the fucking exclusive. I did not know this. On Pro Wrestling Tees, you start with 1 T and then get approved for more. Did not know that. So expect more tees, probably coming from Pro Wrestling Tees, because I'm sure that's going to sell decently, being on there. The Juggalos, I'm sure, will buy that shit. But yeah, I saw that on Facebook, by the way. Someone posted that JCW boy. I think it was on the museum. Someone posted that in there. So yeah, if you Pro Wrestling Tees, I think just ICP. If you search ICP on there, you find it. It's easy to get on Pro Wrestling Tees, though. It's not that hard. Yeah, I mean, there's some really independent wrestlers on there who I think there's a couple of wrestlers I know who are on there. So yeah, it's definitely not super hard to get on there. Alright, so let's talk about the Needen game, or the Needen game, and I'll tell you guys why I titled this the Needen game. So the stream started late, around 9:30 or so. Shaggy was hosting the first round, and this caused many people in the chat to wonder and ponder, where's Jay? Even though on all of these streams, I believe they've broken up hosting duties for the Needen game, or the Needen game. You could see Pondo was sitting there in the number 2 spot pretty much as soon as they went live. I'm like, ah, shit, that's Madman Pondo. I don't even know Madman Pondo super well, but after this stream, I'm a huge Madman Pondo fan. Madman Pondo has made me a fan because of this stream, and now I will never not recognize him. In fact, me and Emily watched a Family Underground on Saturday night, I think it was, and Madman Pondo can be seen a couple of times in that documentary. A couple of hilarious moments, actually, where he's in there. He's on the stage during Fago Armageddon towards the end, and God damn it, I can't take my eyes off of Madman Pondo now. Kind of obsessed with Madman Pondo, low key. You gotta send in one of your music videos for the ICP Twitch stream commercials. You're right, I do, Static Mob. I definitely do. I have this new one that I would like to send in, but I might be sending in something else. I want to do a commercial as well. The Needen game. I am honestly surprised. Pest says he's surprised they didn't jump on pro wrestling tees faster. Oh, me too. Pondo is wild. Pondo is hilarious. I'm a fucking fan. I love that documentary. I copped it at last year's gathering for $42, sealed from a random ninja. I love that gathering too. That's one of a couple of different things that inspired me to want to go to the gathering in 2019 and film. That was definitely one of the things. I saw the Family Underground, and basically my reaction to it was, I love this, but I want more shit with juggalos. I want more of that juggalo shit. So I decided I would try to make a movie that was all juggalo shit. And so that, I still haven't, by the way, hit my goal. I haven't really accomplished with either Shimmer Forest or the Carnival. I haven't accomplished the goal that I was trying to accomplish in 2019. I'm still trying to accomplish that shit. Oh, he said $2 sealed. I was going to say 42 is a little crazy. Be Real 666 says, what up, Humble Among? Your name, Be Real 666, reminds me, by the way, that I did listen to the new Cypress Hill album. Rather short album for Cypress Hill. I think it was only like 10, 11 songs. Pretty dope album, though, if you like Cypress Hill. Some throwback type of shit on there. Some of Muggs' beats definitely give you kind of a Temple of Boom vibe. And some newer vibes as well. Yeah, so check out that new Cypress Hill album. That was an enjoyable listen. Be honest with you, I probably won't listen to it again. But I enjoyed listening to it that first time. If you're a fan of Cypress Hill, definitely check it out. Let's see. So Shaggy was hosting that first round. I could see Pondo sitting there. All right. Shaggy says the winners go on a date at the Duck Mouth Ding Dong Wing Ding gimmick, that the restaurant that they basically have in-house there. Bachelor or contestant number 1 is a dude. I didn't catch his name, but he was really awkward, really nervous. Contestant number 2 is Madman Pondo. And he looks like he bladed right before coming out, I have in my notes. I immediately noticed, like, that motherfucker has bladed. He has fresh dried blood, dried but fresh, on his forehead. Clearly a blade had just happened. Spoiler alert, later on he admits that he says he had just come from a wrestling match, literally right before the show. He won the wrestling match, got in the car, came to the Needen game, and sat the fuck down and started doing this funny shit. Madman Pondo low-key kind of steals the show, the whole show. The second round is pretty fucking funny because of who is involved, who the suitor is, if you will, in the second round. But Madman Pondo steals the fucking show for me. Let's see. He says he's an amateur, or Shaggy says he's an amateur gynecologist, but he only works on sick Needens only. His hobbies are sitting on the couch, eating Cheetos, watching horror movies, which he pops for, by the way, and he applauds himself for watching horror movies, and parting old men's hair with a comb. Number 3 is a sushi chef. I didn't catch his name either. He volunteers at primary kids school and picks lice out of hair there. Also a little awkward on this stream. Not as bad as contestant number 1. Contestant number 1 really laid some eggs here. But you know what? That's one of the things I like about the Needen game, is you get some people who get the joke and get the gimmick and know how to work it. But then you get these dudes who are low-key kind of awkward and are there to legit win a date. And that shit's kind of my favorite part, as one of my favorite parts about the shit as well, because the dudes who take it kind of serious and are trying to win that shit. Nice Esham pick as well, B. Oh, as well, B666. Let's see. 10 tracks. So it was a rather short Cypress album. I noticed your last podcast book on your shelf. Yo, be real. That's dope. You actually recognize that. Yes, this is a Clockwork Orange tattoo. Not a lot of people get that reference. that's dope as fuck. You recognized that's what I was trying to accomplish. It's that. So Clockwork Orange, Alex wears a eyeball cufflinks on his white suit, his droogie suit, if you will. And when he goes out and he does his shit, you can see a couple of times in the movie he's got this eyeball cufflink, but it's a 3D cufflink. It comes up a little bit. So the trouble I had with getting this tattoo is like, how do I accomplish a 3D version? So I ended up finding pictures from the Stanley Kubrick exhibit where they had the actual screen used costume. Someone took pictures real close up of the goddamn cufflink, and that was how I was finally able to get a really good picture of it. And I had a tattoo artist basically just kind of trace over it and try to do as best as he could a 3D version in 2D of Clockwork Orange cufflink. But yes, that is a Clockwork Orange tattoo. That's dope as fuck. You recognized it. I don't think anyone has ever actually seen that tattoo and been like, Clockwork Orange? So that's fucking dope. Thank you, Static Mob Records. He says here that he submitted Cypress Hill for Gathering of Dreams and me as well. Thank you. By the way, Gathering of the Juggalos at Outlook.com. Send your email and ask for Humble Among to perform at the Gathering of Dreams. And more importantly, ask for me to host my own fucking show on that Wednesday. Because I would like to actually host a whole block of time where I fucking have Juggalo homies go up there, talented Juggalo homies go up there and kill shit, and show you the new wave of Juggalo shit that's happening right now. Because there's dope shit coming out in the Juggalo world, whether you're paying attention to it or not. Including myself. I'll suck my own dick a little bit. Probably Staples, but it's... Yeah, Bartleboss talking about Pondo here. I think he bladed. I think on the subscriber only thing he does mention he blades. He bladed, so I'll get to that in my notes. There's some talk of blading, definitely in the subscriber only portion. All right, back on track. So we introduced the three suitors: Awkward Dude number 1, Madman Pondo number 2, and Sushi Chef Awkward Dude number 3. I'm an awkward dude too, apparently. Suitor from the suitor. Okay, this is the girl now. The suitor's from Cleveland, Ohio. She's Tatiana, who won the Juggalette pageant, or Miss Juggalette pageant from last year. She says she's an OnlyFans model. I do remember her vaguely from that stream. And I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. I remember a lot of people being upset that she won, and I remember people in the chat calling her a Juff then. I'll just go ahead and get that out of the way before we get to the Needen of it all. Mondo said he is so handsome when describing himself that he doesn't have a scar on his body, and he would let her blow him. Shaggy said number 3 sounds pretty stale at one point when he gives an answer to a question. Shaggy insinuated that number 1 is a school shooter after asking what he was like in high school. Shaggy said that number 3 is a band camp guy, the old flute in the butt trick. That is a quote, by the way, the old flute in the butt trick, from Shaggy. What are your thoughts on a polyamorous or open relationship? She asked the suitors. Shaggy immediately interjects, even before she's done, is with hold on, what does that even mean? Even though she does say an open relationship. The Needen, yes, the Needen of it all. Let's see, this is Madman Pondo's thoughts on polyamory, by the way. Hell yeah, let's me and you grab as many chicks as you want. 3 ways to me is not 2 dudes, it's definitely 2 chicks. Grab as many as you want, and me and you will go all night long. Fucking, I love you, Madman Pondo. That shit was cracking me up. Now that's how you win the fucking Needen game, ladies and gents. Contestant number 2 is well-spoken, Shaggy Two-Dope says. 3 said he was in a polyamorous relationship. When asked what they can't shut up about, Pondo mentions Cheetos and horror movies again. Shaggy says that Madman Pondo cannot shut up ever. Number 1 said that he can't shut up about wrestling and miscellaneous facts. Bruh. No. Don't talk to the girls about wrestling, man. If they're not into wrestling, they are going to be bored to death. And chill with the miscellaneous facts, unless you're cool like me and you can drop insane clown posse miscellaneous facts all the time. Then that shit works. Not really. I think I honestly torture the ladies in my life with the goddamn ICP shit. Yeah, chill with the miscellaneous facts. Definitely don't be bringing up wrestling to try to woo a female, my guy. So what I'm reading from that is he's able to put you in a Boston Crab while also dipping his penis in you Karma Sutra style. That's a Shaggy 2Dope quote. Shaggy going after the contestants really hard on this stream, and I fucking am here for it. I love when Shaggy is clowning on these dudes. You really, I'm not gonna have all of the examples. You gotta go watch the stream. ICP Network on Twitch. Hit that subscribe button so you can watch the past ones. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link the accounts. You can only watch the past videos if you subscribe. But if you subscribe, you can watch the subscriber only shit, including the old school heat. I think it's only $5 to hit that subscribe shit if you don't have an Amazon Prime account. To me, it's well worth it. I definitely know more about ICP than I ever have, Emily says. Also wrestling too, though. Damn it, I probably do the wrestling thing too then. I almost certainly do the wrestling thing too. But you were watching some of these wrestling documentaries with me. You watched that Nick Gage shit. But then again, I put that on. Guilty as charged. Fuck. Let's see. Asked what they think she looks like. That was her next question. 3 said she probably looks like she is into BDSM. Tatiana after that said all of her skin is gone from all the BDSM she does. Shaggy adds that the skin is also bruised, gaped, and cut. I liked that moment a lot. Shouts out to Tatiana for that moment. I really thought her saying all of her skin is gone from all the BDSM was a truly funny moment. That was dope. Pondo says one boob is probably bigger than the other. She probably has 8 or 9 piercings down there, tattoos all over her body, rainbow colored hair, and an asshole that looks like a thermos. This required some clarification about the thermos part from Mr. 2Dope. Like it sticks out crazy far like a thermos. Pondo says no, like you take a look down the top, you take a look down like into a thermos, and you can look down into the thermos. He said like a Steve-O. Shouts out to Steve-O's gaping asshole. She also she asked she asked the quickest way to get her Needen wet. They ate that up in the chat. She actually said how to get her Needen wet. Now I'm going to talk about this a little bit. I talked about it on another stream. I don't think she's a Juff because she pronunciated. She mispronounced Needen. She mispronounced Needen, but she's on the Needen game. You know what I mean? They said the word a couple of times. I think she was probably just fucking nervous. So that's my thoughts about it. I don't think she's a Juff, but I'll go ahead and get to it. After this stream, the Insane Clown Posse did announce, and more importantly, I believe it was Violent J, did announce on their Facebook and various social medias they will be doing a Miss Juggalette pageant. And if you would like to be a contestant, icphouseparty@gmail.com. Email them. And he did say, he did quote the Needen thing in that post. So I think that definitely got Violent J's attention, the Needen thing. And the fact that everyone in the chat was just eating her up for that. The rest of the show, they ate her ass up for that. One said he just has to whisper. Oh my God. So this is the quickest way, you guys. The quickest way to get her Needen wet is what she asked. This is what number 1 said. He said all he has to do is whisper in her ear sweet nothings. Sweet nothings. He used that. Whisper in her ear sweet nothings. Number 1, what the fuck are you doing, my guy? What are you doing, bud? Jesus Christ. Shaggy laughs and says, come on. When he says that, you can hear him, I think, sort of underneath everything, but you can definitely hear Shaggy say, come on. You're giving me the creeps, goddammit, he tells him after that. Oh, I love Shaggy going after these dudes. 3 said, just watch him play drums and she will be standing in a fucking puddle. This dude's a drummer too, apparently. He was really selling his drumming ability. Gross, dude. Gross. Asked Pondo to tell a story when he ghosted a girl. Now, the next question was basically tell a story of when you ghosted a girl. Pondo is the contestant she asked this to. And Pondo tells a story about piercing a girl's clit to a board with a staple gun. And at this point, he has a staple gun out that he is brandishing. This is a rather long-winded story that I just told you in one sentence. But at the end of it, the girl looks confused. Props to Tatiana again for this, because this fucking cracked me up. She said, wait, why did you ghost a girl because of that, though? I loved that, because I forgot what the question was, because the story was so fucking crazy. Pondo responded, I forgot that I ghosted her. He said that when the hole got punctured, that there was a certain smell down there, and that's why he ghosted her. Gross, Pondo. Gross. The stream switched weirdly at this point to a screen share view that I think they must do for when they do some of the commercials and stuff. One says he ghosted a girl for fucking another dude. Shaggy said to that, I don't think that's getting ghosted. Sounds like you got fucked on, buddy. Shaggy, I fucking love you, man. Fucking love you. That shit was so funny. Number 1 was a good guy, my lady. Definitely had my lady vibes going on, Bartle Boss. You nailed that. Number 3 said he could beat anyone in the building in a drum off. Did he really say that? I mean, he could be right. I mean, was there really any crazy drummers in the building that night? Okay, back to it. Shouts out Ulrich, I see you. Whoop whoop. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. So Shaggy said, I don't think that's getting ghosted. Sounds like you got fucked on, buddy. And this kid, number 1, says, come on, Shags, the dick game's strong, bro. I don't know if this guy was doing a gimmick. I don't think he was. I'll be straight up. I don't think he was. I think he really was. This is who he was. But if you were doing a gimmick, good job, man, because you kind of fooled me, and that shit's pretty fucking funny. I don't care. Why are you telling me, Shaggy says. Dude's bragging to Shaggy for some reason about his dick game being strong. Very offended that Shaggy thinks his dick game is weak. The kid after that said he should care, by the way. You can hear him very quietly under Shaggy say that you should care. Fucking A. Shaggy said that was horrible. Asked Pondo if he could be anywhere with her doing anything, what would they do? Pondo says that they would leave there and go to Doug Mouth's Ding Dong, which he calls Dingle Dong whatever, and then they go straight to bed for that hardcore anal that was insinuated at some point with the thermos stuff going on. Jay 3 said that he would take her to main stage at the gathering and take her to the tent with some pies. Or something. I didn't know what he said. He was going to pick up some pies and bring her to the tent with pies. I don't know. I don't know. Was he insinuating he was going to pick up some other girls? And I don't know. If that was what he's trying to do, it fell fucking flat as hell. Jaggy busts on 3 and says, take you to the tent for some crazy sex. Asked 1 what he would say on the phone to convince her to come over. And Shaggy immediately says, oh no. Because number 1 is about to go. He said, the first thing I'm going to say is, baby, I need you. And the second thing is... crickets. Crickets. That's it. He ghosted you. The dude basically, they start busting on him, and the dude kind of awkwardly accepts that. Yeah, that's what I meant, like, in that he didn't completely forget what he was going to say. 3 says he doesn't talk on the phone, ever. Fuck that shit. Which, cool answer, bro. I mean, they have to basically be like, oh, you fucking lame ass. Oh, Pondo called him a fucking lame ass immediately after that. Shaggy asked him to pretend, if he would talk on the phone. Says he will ask her how wet you were, but it was talked over. They kind of were still doing a bit, but he did say he was going to ask how wet she was. But bro, come on, man. They asked him to try his sexy voice at this point. He tried his sexy voice. It was not sexy. Says he is going to make sashimi out of that pussy. And Shaggy is like, all right, we heard. Says, let's see. They asked the dude they asked Pondo. They asked Pondo to look at number 3 and tell her what he thinks he does for a living and how he spends his free time based off of how he looks. Pondo says he thinks that he is a fry cook at McDonald's who wants to move up to Big Macs, but it takes forever to earn that spot. Then says he is about to staple gun the both of them and win this shit. Shouts out to Pondo. He is brandishing the staple gun at all points at this point. Hello, Insane Clown Posse fan 420. Welcome to the Humble Among broadcast system. The next question. Oh wait, I almost jumped over this. One was then asked to do the same for Pondo. Pondo immediately puts the staple gun to the dude's arm, and awkward number 1 says he thinks he's the father of 4 with 3 baby mamas, has no job, and is currently waiting on unemployment to come in. Decent attempt at trying to shit on Pondo, but you can tell he's legit shook that Pondo has that staple gun to his arm. What is something you do to make the world a better place? She asked all of them, or at least 2 of them it looks like. 1 said he tries to spread the love and give people second chances. 2, aka Pondo, says he throws parties with chicks and drugs and fire trucks and swimming pools and you name it. After his parties, the world is a better place. And Shaggy says you will leave one of his parties with a fire extinguisher size butthole, not a thermos. I like that Shaggy kept the fire truck theme going with that. With the fire extinguisher, by the way. I thought that was really funny. Good job with your improv, Mr. Two Dope. Oh no, I started a new note. Holy shit, I hate when I do that. Okay. Alright, 3 says he volunteers for something called Food Not Class, and he donates clothes. And Pondo leans in and whispers and says, you're gonna win. Let's see. Now it's time for her to pick who the winner is. But they decide to call the losers up first. She calls 1 up first. 1 told her to have a great one, by the way. Shaggy said he's fucking sucking his own dick tonight. 2 comes out next. Oh wait, no, I guess 3 comes out next. I don't have any notes about 3, I guess. Pondo wins, and he staples his head in celebration. Shaggy says he enjoys eating crabs out of your mom's ass at one point, I think, when introducing more of his hobbies, I guess. I think she was shocked as fuck when he came out, because Pondo says, I don't hear her say anything, but I hear Pondo saying, I am the fucking winner. Hell yeah, I'm the winner. So I think she might have whispered, you're the winner. Which, how fucking fresh is that if she did whisper that? So then they go to, let's see, Duckmouth Ding Wings, served up by Manny Fresh himself. Manny is looking very fresh, like a goddamn Captain Lou Albano, with the stogie hanging out of his mouth and shit, doing like a cook character or something. Hey, Lil Niffer, I see you. Whoop whoop. Promoting the Violent J birthday show basically on this stream, and the bits. I think he was doing the bits and all that stuff. Now we got a commercial break, a really long commercial for Shaggy and the Creep Show, some Juggalo rappers again. I have one that feels like it was a bit, but that is the nature of Juggalo music, for better or worse. Back from commercials with Tatiana and Pondo eating wings. Pondo is excited about the hardcore anal. Shaggy says he is gonna dang her wing. And then they go back to more commercials. When they come back, it's Jay hosting the second round. Let's see. Atari the dog is in the house. Jay acknowledges Atari running around. Jay introduces the ladies first. Contestant number 1 comes from Detroit. Jay says she models her right foot for Skechers. She's a singer and enjoys swimming and laughing. Motherfucking Daffodil Nikki, the homie. Shouts out to Daffy. I saw her at the Gathering of the Juggalos be the suitor for the Needen game live. And then after I met her in the, I was going to my car to get something out of my car, and I met her in the parking lot with her man. And yeah, me and her talked for a little bit, and she was really fucking cool. We talked about maybe collaborating on a song because she is a singer. I still have to send her the concept that I was talking to her about that day, but she's really fucking dope, and she's been nothing but supportive since I've met her. She's become a fan of my stuff. Shouts out to Daffodil Nikki. She's fucking awesome. I was very happy to see her on the stream. She's been on a bunch of these streams, by the way. If you're paying attention, she was on the Gong Show stream the last time. She was one of the background girls, one of the ushers, if you will, for the Gong Show stream. Contestant number 2 is from Scary Acres, Arizona, a freelance creator and voice actor. At this point, you see 3 and 2 switch seats real quick. I think Jay screwed up the numbering on that. Let's see. Something about unemployment, and she's never been employed. Hopes to be employed one day, and she enjoys riding horses, working to and from the refrigerator, martial arts, movies. Her name is Autumn Ivy, and people in the chat were pointing out she has a very healthy following on Instagram. I think over 80,000 followers on Instagram, and she's definitely a known individual in this world. And maybe she seems to be a fitness enthusiast, rather buff girl, and it looks like she does a lot of working out on her Instagram. Jay realizes he screwed up at this point. The contestants. He says 3 is from Flint, Michigan, a food server, enjoys painting, smoking, and listening to music. Her name is Kitty, and she's painted up. Shouts out to Kitty for painting up. And now, the suitor, very special guest from Purgatory, Maine, is a fine arts dealer, enjoys long walks in the dark, is a self-taught meteorologist, 17-time tennis champ of Denmark, and also a porpoise fisher. Kingpin Skinny Dick, aka Ouija Mac, comes out at this point. They say his dick is skinny, but his balls are extra wide and heavy. He likes, it's like his knees are playing hacky sack with beach ball sized set of balls. And Ouija says facts. Jay asked if there is a cock piece to match the mouthpiece. Ouija got his grills in. A cock ring to match the grill, an iced out dangus. Ouija says he left it in the cave. Jay asks, Jay says keep up with the meteorology and he can maybe afford the iced out dangus piece one day. Ouija says he has learned to listen to the moon, and as so far as his meteorology goes. Ouija says he likes a wild juggalette, and he asks 3 to tell about a time about breaking the law or getting into a fight. Number 3, Kitty says, she got into a fist fight with a girl who threw racist slurs, and so she beat her up, and she got away before the cops came. Number 1 is next. Daffy tells a story about her neighbor putting fish poop in her yard, and so to retaliate, Daffy took her cat poop out of the litter box and threw it in her yard as retribution. Cops were called and they laughed about it. Ouija points out that she gotten into a poop fight. Next question, most absurd turn on and why? Number 2 says men in thigh garters. Daffy says Batman, any Batman. The voice, the ambiance, she likes Batman. Juggalette number 3 was asked if you could be on Elon Musk's rocket ship to colonize Mars, would you? She said fuck no. Fuck that bitch, actually, about Elon. And number 2 also was on that tip of fuck Elon Musk. She says she's not a Mars person, she's good here on Earth, which I think is kind of a hella whack question, being good here on Earth. Also says Elon is not her jam, and you can hear 3 call him a bitch again. Ouija comes and is kind of like, talks about him being a fan of Elon and talking about owning a Tesla. and now he thinks it's a genius invention, even though Elon maybe did not invent the Tesla, from what I understand. Jay said that Elon is a good friend of his, and they go way, way back, how they used to slap box back in military school, but they don't have time to talk about that. Daffy says she loves Elon Musk, and Jay says he has a nice ass, Elon. Ouija wants to move on from that. What do you think the 3 things a man needs most are, and why? Daffy says a good head on his shoulders, a good animal, a good pet, and to be funny and roll with the punches, go with the flow. Jay says he thinks a man needs a headshot in the morning, another headshot for lunch, and a headshot and anal for dinner. Jay says he's not competing for Ouija Mac's skinny dick, though. Wouldn't pass it up, though. If you're taking, I'm giving is what I'm trying to say, Jay says. That's a quote. 3 says a man needs a good head on his shoulders, a good sense of humor, and knows how to cook. Jay and Ouija having fun with the laugh track at this point, doing a couple of bits. They do that for a little bit. 2 interjects that men need a girl that can deep throat, which, Jay already said the headshot thing. 3 was a try hard. Oh, you think so, Best? I kind of like 3. I thought 3 was pretty cool. Let's see. Poop Poop. We got Poop Poops in the chat. What up? Kosuke, what up, homie? I see you. Just chilling, doing my little thing, reading my notes about an ICP stream and my weird thoughts about it. The thing I do. Hope you are well, Kosuke. We need to do that stream I talked to you about, man. I want to sit down and talk to you about your album. Go check Kosuke's new album, Nothing Left to Lose. Did I get it right that time? Oh my god. Did I get it right that time? I hope I did. Ain't much left to lose. Damn it! I keep wanting to say nothing. It's Ain't Much Left to Lose. Go listen to Kosuke's new album. It's really dope. Especially if you like something like Death Plus, who I mentioned at the beginning of this stream. If you like a Death Plus, you will like my homie Kosuke. Kosuke is that shit. Ain't much left to lose. Sorry I keep fucking botching that. Damn it. That upsets me. All right, back to my notes. Ulrich said he liked the girl in red. The redhead? She was cool, but I got a little bit of like ego off of her. I know Daffy, so it would be hard for me to like, not pick Daffy because Daffy's cool like that. And so I know I would get along with Daffy as far as like hanging out with her and shit. So it would be hard for me not to pick Daffy. I'll be honest with you. But I wouldn't see her though if I was a contestant, so I might not realize. Oh, she's got a pretty fucking distinct voice. I think I would realize it's fucking Daffy. But I think if I was picking on just looks alone, I might pick that redhead because I like, I got a thing for redheads. But they were all very attractive women. Very, very, very attractive ladies on this Needen game. Let's see. Where did I go? Oh my god, I went way down. Alright, Ouija wants to move on from the ass stuff. There's the headshot stuff. Fun with laugh tracks. The deep throat thing. Daffy says her dimples are given with deep throat. I'm not sure what that means, but I think that got Jay riled up. 3 says, if you're not choking, what's the point? Ouija, this is a great quote from Ouija, by the way. Ouija says, a wise man once said, I don't want top unless the top got schlop. That was fucking funny. Jay says, a wise man also said to only answer questions if you are fucking asked. They go to move, let's see. The next question. Go to move during sex to arouse your partner. Daffy says she likes to lick the neck and ear and do moaning and breathing, grinding, taking charge. I think this also got Violent J riled up. Ouija says that is the directions to hack a male's body. Jay's legs at this point, I think I noticed at this point in the stream, or someone in the chat pointed out that Jay's legs, and this is something I've noticed on some of these other streams, that his socks look a little tight and his shit looked a little red. This night though, Thursday night, it was really swollen and red. Some concern about him having diabetes in the chat. But then, now I think it was Trailer Park Cinderella pointed this out in the chat, that this is something that happens with heart disease, and that your circulation isn't so great. So Jay, just take care of yourself if you're watching this. We all care about you very much. We all worry about you. We love you, man. Just take care of yourself, brother. Let's see. Let's see. Two talks about liking to tease throughout the day, talk dirty, like work a man up, like really get them to the point where they're ready to pop, and then by the end of the day, they're ready to go, or I guess they're basically just gonna pop. Ouija asked number 3 what she would consider clingy behavior. 3 says messaging too much or checking her phone too much, telling her who she can and can't hang out with. 2 said controlling behavior in general. She likes to do things how she likes to do them. Don't mind me, motherfucker. I'm not getting any pussy no matter what happens. This is a Violent J quote to Ouija. What's one of your biggest oh shit moments in life is the next question. 1 says oh shit moments happen to her all the time. This is Daffy. She stuck her tongue out at the end in a weird way, and that got Jay said he almost busted a nut in his panties. 3 says when she got arrested another time after beating up a racist, and cops chased her this time. Shouts out to 3 for beating racist asses, because it's apparently something she does on the regular. Jay says 3 has the right amount of makeup on, and he's really hinting heavily that 3 is painted up here, and I think trying to get Ouija to maybe pick her because of that. 3 says you can smear it if you want. Something people compliment you on is the next question. 2 says her eyes and her tattoos. Jay says she could have saved a lot of time by just saying the tits. Jay says she might have one big titty on her back. Basically, Jay's saying not to trust his judgment to Ouija Mac. She could have one big titty on her back. She might have one wooden titty with a screw-on nipple, and the other one looks like a deflated balloon. Ouija says that so she could have a glass titty with a dead seahorse in it. Jay's like, that's correct. She might have a hot air balloon on one side and a burnt hot dog on the right. Ouija retorts with, she could have a melted plastic bag full of mashed potatoes as tits. Jay says to cap this little back and forth off, I'm telling you all that in a bag of hot fries, my man. Really fun little back and forth between Ouija Mac and Jay there. And once again, you know, I'm not doing this nearly any justice. I'm just telling you about this shit. Please go watch this shit for yourself. It's truly funny. 3 says she gets compliments on how small she is and her skills with makeup or outfit. Jay says she might be lying and she might be as big as a Sasquatch. Ouija says he is a porpoise fisherman and is not here to catch a catfish. What do you think about while masturbating is the next question. 1 says daddy dom play, daddy sucking her clit, and that got Jay crazy. Jay says she is the winner, she is his winner. 2 says the last guy she kidnapped, and that she likes the duct tape, the knife, etc. What is your strongest mental quirk is the next question. 1 says it's indecisiveness or overthinking. Jay says they got only women with a fetish for skinny dick for this round for Mr. Skinny Dick. Lots of bits about how long his skinny wang piece is. 2 says overthinking and convincing herself of things that didn't happen when they finally get back to the questioning. 3 says the same thing basically. Ouija points out that we all overthink. If you don't overthink things, how much do you really care, he says, which I think is a dope point. And Jay says, when did this fucking show turn into therapy? Ouija said he found a common thread between the contestants here. And fuck the common thread. Pull the dicks out, Jay says. Alright, now it's time to pick a winner. Jay wants him to pick the winner first this time for some reason. And then they go to the losers. At this point, he accidentally says, Skinny Dick. And Ouija picks contestant number 1, Daffy. Shouts out to Daffy for winning this shit. Ouija said that he knew number 2 when she comes out. And Jay said that 3 was his choice, but then quickly wants to jump in the mix between Daffy and Ouija to have a 3-way. And then Jay says all 3 would be his pick. He's trying to give love to all of them. They cut to more commercials at this point. When they come back from commercials, two couples are there. The two couples are there eating. Madman Pondo is mad that she is still eating wings, that Tatiana is still eating wings, and he wants to go fuck. At this point, it's pretty obvious they're like reading lines or something, because they're like giggling and they're doing reads to me. Manny congratulates them, promos the Jay birthday show again, and they announce, I think they already announced this, Ouija and Isham will be there. Tickets are on sale now. I broke down the pricing of them in the last Humble Among Broadcast System stream. Jay and Shaggy are wrapping up the show together, and they said Jump Steady will be back on Monday tonight for the Doomsday stream. At this point, they cut and they go to subs only. Let me catch up a little bit up on the chat there. Not much there. Something was up with Jay's legs that night for sure. Yeah. I need to subscribe. Just wish the shit was on YouTube instead of Twitch. They are doing the highlights. And Inzam Bryak says, "What up, Floobs?" Shouts out to Bryak. I like the Floobs reference there. I put a Floobs reference in my Carnival song there. DC Fago said, "I need to subscribe. Just wish that shit was on YouTube instead of Twitch." Me too, man. I wish they would just go right to YouTube or just do a dual stream. They can easily do a dual stream. I wish they would put the whole boy on YouTube, the whole fucking thing. But they are doing highlights of like a best of reel of the streams and slowly uploading them as well. Garrett, I see you, man. Whoop whoop. How you doing, Garrett? All right, now we're gonna get into the subscriber only portion of the Needen game. And we had Ouija, ICP, and Madman Pondo sitting there. Madman Pondo says he's mad that he's not getting Needen for real. And they're all eating wings, or at least Pondo's really eating wings. Ouija not really eating wings because he's a vegan. Ouija's mic is broken at the beginning of this stream, which is weird because his mic was broken on the goddamn Juggalo Weekend night, one of those nights. Ouija's G-spot is his lower back, is mentioned real quick. As it, you know, I don't know if that's true, but there's only one way to find out. Rub Ouija's lower back. Jay asks if Pondo blades every time he goes on camera. And Pondo talks about wrestling earlier in the night. I was laughing my ass off at that question from Jay because it's literally the first thought I had when I saw a close-up of Pondo. I'm like, does this motherfucker just blade every time he... So that was really funny from Violent J. Shouts out to Violent J for being a funny motherfucker. Didn't blade just for the Needen game. It turns out, though, he did wrestle. Jay said he didn't blade for the match, just the Needen game. He talked about going straight from the ring to the Needen game. Jay said he should take some of all that wrestling money you make so much as an indie wrestler and get an iced out stop sign. Like I think they're talking about Ouija's chain at this point. And Shaggy has a great quote where he says, "I love paying to wrestle." As far as how much wrestlers get paid, that was really fucking funny. He said he's been using the same stop sign for 3 years when asked. He's had multiple stop signs, obviously, though. Says he's never stolen them. He always has them given to him so he can pass a lie detector test as far as breaking the law goes. Jay freely admits that he stole a military street sign when he was a kid. Ouija tells a really funny story about driving around and seeing a sign he wanted. So he gets out of the Tesla and he goes to steal it, and it was too tall. So he had to just go back in the car and smoke some weed and deal with the fact that Ouija a little guy. There's some talk about stoplights and how big they are, windmills for some reason. Jay then brings up a lyric from the new song The Mutilator from Wicked Vic. He says in that song, "So you want to remove a head without a blade. That's a brutal decision." And then there's some discussion on how you would remove a head with your bare hands. No fingernails. That's cheating, by the way, with removing a head with your bare hands. They call that a blade for some reason. Shaggy says he would like to use a stick and just poke holes, but they call that a blade too for some reason. Shaggy pushes back against that. Ouija said he would just stomp the neck. Let's see. Jay says he would use metal wire, piano string, but then they're like, does that count as a blade? Because, you know, you're basically using that as a blade. He blades himself with his thumbnail every match. Now, I don't know what that was or in regards to. Yeah, with the blade taped to it. Jay asked Pondo if a wrestler ever bladed with just the thumbnail. I guess that must have been a joke. I don't know why I wrote that down with no context, though. Ouija said he has never watched wrestling in his life. Or I think someone said that about Ouija, but Ouija was correcting them in the background, saying, like, no, I have seen wrestling. He's just not a big fan. Shaggy said, let's see. Oh, wait, someone brought that up about Ouija, and Shaggy and Ouija say false. And Shaggy tells a story about bringing Ouija to his first wrestling show and how he was excited and asking questions like a little kid. Ouija said he also saw it when he was a kid, though, and he went to some shows then. Pondo asked who his favorite wrestler was. Shouts out to Pondo for asking that question. I love asking that question to wrestling fans. Ouija said it was the Bushwhackers when he was a kid. And there's some talk about the sheep herders being more hardcore than the Bushwhackers. They tell a story about Bushwhacker Luke calling Jay to be in JCW, and Jay just being like, what am I going to do with just Bushwhacker Luke, but kind of brushing him off a little bit. Talk about the Bushwhackers and how many times, and Greg Valentine and Honky Tonk Man, and how geeked they were to meet all those guys back in the day, shooting how many times music video. That was before they went to WWF. That was before ICP went to WWF, so they were definitely marking out for wrestlers back then. Ouija asked who their favorite wrestlers were. Jay said his all-time favorite is Andre the Giant, and his now favorite for a current wrestler is the Boogeyman. Shaggy said he thinks it's Paul Orndorff. And then Jay comes back and says it might be Shinsuke Nakamura. Jay asked Pondo what his favorite match was. Pondo doesn't say who his favorite wrestler was. Pondo said it was when he won the JCW belt from Terry Funk. Pondo asked about wrestling Muta. Jay said Muta worked them in WCW, would not speak English, pretended he did not speak English, and they knew he did, but he was, this is something Japanese wrestlers do, though. They pretend they don't speak English to some of the boys, even though they do. Muta gave Jay a kimono, but he called it a kimura. I think he meant kimono. And then they talk about collecting LJN figures. Pondo says he has one of each. Shaggy wants an Ivan Putski really bad for some reason. I guess that's the one he wanted as a kid and he could never get it. Jay talking about the Hulk machine figure and how he bought it at a convention for $350. They Googled this a little bit and it seems like it might be a not a legit action figure, not an official one, but a manufactured after the fact boy. Let's see. They promote Pondo's book. Madman Pondo has an autobiography apparently. And Pondo signs it with a bloody thumbprint if you bring it to shows for an autograph. Let's see. Ouija said his favorite wrestler now is Mosh Pit Mike. Giving some love to a Juggalo wrestler. Shouts out Mosh Pit Mike. Shaggy using voice to text to Google the Hulk machine figure. And Jay says to Ouija, Joey don't know how to type. Hulk machine figure might be a custom. Jay is very disappointed by this. I already mentioned that. Someone pointed it, someone painted it with nail polish and I'm just a mark. That's a Violent J quote. That's so funny. Shaggy thinks it's funny how disappointed Jay is. He's really laughing at Jay for that because Jay just wants to end the stream pretty much as soon as he finds out it's fake. He's like, all right, that's the end. I think it's funny how funny Shaggy thinks that shit is. They're back on Monday. Doomsday show, that's tonight. The Doomsday Clock, Doomsday Countdown show. So I have in my notes, I'm hoping that it's the Clown Cook-Off. Nope, but Jump Steady will be back tonight for the Doomsday show. And look at that, I just passed an hour. I hit my goal of doing an hour stream. That's fucking dope. All right, so that's the stream for that episode of the ICP Network on Twitch. I'm going to go. I have to do therapy in a little bit, so I'm going to chill a little bit before my therapy. I'm about to finish my EP, April Fools. I'm working on the title track right now. I have changed this goddamn song about 6-7 times. Let me talk about this a little bit. I tweeted earlier today that rappers need to rewrite more. So I want to talk about this a little bit, what I meant by that. I did add some clarification to that as far as talking about the April Fools song. So this song, April Fools, I've been working on for about a month, maybe a little bit more than that. I've had the beat for a little bit, Shaggy the Airhead beat. This whole project's produced by Shaggy the Airhead. So initially I was going to maybe do this as like a completely different project. So when I got this beat, I had a completely different idea for it. But I never recorded anything to it at the time. So that's one iteration of what I thought maybe that song would be. I started recording it, and a bunch of that shit has changed from that original recording. It was only going to be one verse, and I was going to bring that hook back a couple of times. Since then, I've figured out a way to add a second little verse into there and have the shit end a little bit differently. I've changed bridges 3 or 4 times. So there's got to be at least 6, 7, 8 versions of this song at this point that really don't even exist, because it's not like I mixed any of these. I just fucking got rid of parts, added new stuff. There's been a lot of different versions, and that's because I've been rewriting more. I really try my hardest to get down to the core of what I want to accomplish with a song. I want to get as close as I can to that vision that I have in my head for the song, that idea that I have inside my head. And I'm getting better at doing that. And I think rewriting is one of the reasons I'm getting better at it. I really focus hard on perfecting and changing things till I'm happy with them. If I have even a slight doubt about something these days, I will rework that bitch until I'm happy. So that's just a little piece of creative advice. Don't be afraid to rework something. The first idea might not necessarily be the best idea, and don't get me wrong, sometimes the first idea is definitely the best idea, and don't change it and don't fuck with. But if you are having doubt about something that you are creating creatively, that's so redundant, don't be afraid to work it a little bit, to rework it a little bit. There's always there's not always room for improvement, but sometimes there definitely is room for improvement, and it's okay to admit to yourself, like, yo, I can make this shit better. Anyway, that's just a little piece of advice, a little creative piece of advice from old Humble Among. I hopefully will do another couple of videos and a stream for you guys this week. I'm gonna be super busy this week trying to finish April Fools, and shooting a couple of things. Definitely expect a couple of videos. I'm gonna try to give you guys I would like to give you guys the Kosuke stream and the Eminem Slim Shady LP stream. So I'm gonna work on that for streams this week. Hopefully I can get to them. Hopefully I can finish this April Fool's project and spend some time streaming. But I gotta make sure that project's done by Friday. Well, I love you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I got therapy in a half hour, so I'm gonna chill for a little bit before then. Love you guys. Whoop whoop. Good night. Until next time. Peace. Oh yeah, I gotta do the gimmick. And broadcast.